Wade, let's do some news, Wade. What do you say?
News.
Do some news. Come on. Chad?
Hey guys, how you doing?
How you doing there, Chad?
Welcome to my new command center.
Let's see it. There we go.
Oh,
Hey! Nice.
Yeah, I moved out of the dairy cooler and into an abandoned supply closet. I'm moving up in the world.
Is that a diploma?
It is. It's my certificate of achievement.
And that looks like your childhood home above your right shoulder.
I was there briefly.
Okay.
All right, what do you got for us?
I've got some news.
All right.
Here we go. Tom Cruise will indeed reprise his role in Mission Impossible 4, despite the lukewarm box office performance of his recent film, the lamely titled Night and Day. Yawn. Next. In other casting news, Mark Ruffalo has been offered the role of the Incredible Hulk in the Avengers movie. Negotiations haven't even started, so there's no telling whether he will accept the role yet, but he would replace previous Hulk, Edward Norton. Either wanted too much money or is too difficult to work with, depending on who you ask. Now there's a title for you. Previous Hulk. It has a nice ring to it, kind of like former Miss America. If only I could somehow earn the title Previous Hulk, I could die a happy man.
You know, it's just unbelievable. Now, as to Mark Ruffalo, honestly, this is what I find so funny about the whole Hulk thing, because he turns into other actors more than he turns into the Hulk, right?
He really does.
This is incredible. This is our third actor in 3 films. Wouldn't you think, and they're saying, oh, well, you know, Edward Norton's too hard to deal with, and, well, yeah, it goes without saying. But the problem here is that no one has actually become identified with the character of the Hulk the way that they have with some of the other characters that they're trying to brand in the Avengers. And it's because the Hulk is the least interesting of those, because he's a CGI guy. No one cares about who he is when he's not CGI, and they barely care when he is CGI.
And
it's the weak link.
And he also spends half of the movie being the Hulk, where there's really no semblance of who he is as a civilian. Like with Iron Man, you still feel as if Tony Stark's in there.
Yeah.
Even when it's Spider-Man, you feel like it's this teenager who's got to get his life together. He's going to get beaten up. With the Hulk, he's just sort of this Hulk.
Yeah, and frankly, I liked Eric Bana. I don't know why Eric Bana is not in the running anymore. I mean, I thought he was a very, very capable Banner, but you know.
But Banner's he's yesterday's news. That's the problem.
I guess.
All right, Chad. What else you got for us?
Oh, Mel Gibson is at it again.
Oh.
As most people know, there have been several more recordings of a ranting and unhinged Mel Gibson that have surfaced, and they've proven once and for all that Mel is the mayor of Crazy Town and a city council member of Racism Village. The internet has gone crazy over these recordings, and several internet memes have cropped up as a result, such as the site that features Mel quotes over pictures of cute kittens. They're very cute in a disturbing way. As a reasonable and even-tempered person, I find little that is funny about this deranged jackass, except for the fact that his ridiculous, over-the-top breathing is pretty funny. The way he huffs and puffs and pants and wheezes on those recordings, he just may be a distant relative of the Vader family. And that scares the crap out of me.
You know, I have to say something. Look, you've left messages on my machine very similar to those. You've called me some of those things. You know, in the heat of the moment, you say things that you don't mean.
Sometimes you just got to say what you say, you know?
Sometimes you say things in the heat of the moment, you don't really mean them.
No.
And so I'm, no, seriously, he's losing it. These are not the rants of someone who is just angry. This is like medication time. This is put you in a padded cell time. And Mel's always kind of been on the verge there. You know, in Lethal Weapon, when he goes kind of kooky, it feels a little too real.
Well, what'll be interesting is how will the rehabilitation tour begin?
Oprah?
Will he do The View? And will he do Oprah?
No, it'll start with Oprah. That's awesome. I like that. It'll start with Oprah, right? It'll start with Oprah because there's a racial aspect to all of this. That you know, Oprah will be the doorway to coming back. It'll go on to Barbara Walters because you gotta shed a tear, right? And Larry King will probably be dead by then. So
Well, he's gone. He quit the show.
right. So, but even still, you know, even if
Frank, he's dead now, Frank. Hook him on
could-
Super for movies.
yeah, only if we
And
can.
then and get this, I bet he'll do a new Lethal Weapon film just so his first film out is something you know people will be
so he
excited
can
about.
hug
and wanna
Danny
see.
Glover. He can hug Danny
That's
Glover.
right.
Woody Allen will guest star.
That's right. It's Lethal Weapon.
So he can hug. Well, you know, so he can he can show that he loves Jews too.
Oh my goodness.
You know.
All right, Chad, what do you got for us? One more story? Yeah, 2, 6 more. one more
I
story?
do. Well, there's more news about the Overture Films collapse that we reported on last week. Now, bear with me. This is a long and complicated story, so I'll try to be brief. Chris Albrecht is a Starz executive. He goes on vacation to Spain because he's a rich, fancy man. He gets an email on his BlackBerry concerning the future of Chris McGurk and Danny Rosett, the two guys in charge of Overture Films, who apparently didn't know that it was going down. Chris Albrecht, giddy from suntan lotion and Spanish guitar music, responds, saying that they should be removed, but apparently he doesn't know how a BlackBerry works, and attaches his response to an entirely different email, which then gets sent out to about 400 people, including the two guys in question. McGurk and Rosette get upset and quit. That's the story. Now, I called Chris Albrecht for a comment on this, and when he picked up the phone, all I heard was beeping and a muffled voice saying, "How does this confounded doohickey work?" And then he hung up on me. And then I received an email from him with his social security number and bank account information. Chris Albrecht needs to go to BlackBerry school.
Wow.
That company is screwed.
That is so amazing. Like that takes a major news story and just turns it into tabloid gold.
It really does.
That's just amazing.
And we had talked last week about how.
Was that Chad? Was that the real email? That was it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
for shizzle.
I don't report lies.
Yeah. All right. I'll buy it.
Now,
I'll buy
Overture
it.
still has 3 films to release.
3 films to release, and we brought this up last week because we were talking specifically about Let Me In, which is the one that everyone's kind of been hanging on because the trailer came out the exact same, almost the same week that this announcement hit. So, and all the buzz started going about the trailer for Let Me In, which is the remake, of course, of Let the Right One In. And we encouraged all of our viewers and our listeners to get out there and put a little juice behind the film and encourage Overture to not let this stifle the release of the film, because the issue was whether or not the film was going to get a proper release, because Albrecht didn't necessarily want to give the film the kind of release that McGurk was asking for. And so we threw out, let's put that card up there again. Okay, we want everybody to email Adam Keen, that's at adam.keen, K-E-E-N, at overturefilms.net, put in the subject line, Let Me In, and say you want this film to get a proper release.
Because the thing is, we talk a lot about little companies and sort of the machinations of the industry. And the thing is that when things like this happen, it seems really, really inside baseball, but if you trickle it down, it really does affect the movies that you see. And when you see a lot of, like Grown Ups doesn't have this problem.
No.
Grown Ups is just a piece of ass that's going to get made anyway.
But
if you want to see a good movie, it's tougher to get it out there, and that's why companies like this need to be saved.
Well, actually, I have a few more things I'd like to talk about. I'd like to talk about a few specials that we're running at Empire Market.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't think we have time for. No, wait, we have 2 guests. Chad, we got 2 guests. We don't have time. You had your moment.
Oh.
Sorry, Chad. Moving on.
What?
I'm just saying, we got Kurt Smith's here, Dave Gruber Allen's here.
What? After all I've done for you? You're both an embarrassment! An embarrassment! You have no souls! You should just freaking smile and listen to my in-store specials because I deserve it!